Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this gemstone page series from Johanna Basford's Magical World. Today we are going to be using this tutorial to create a red ruby from this. It's a different shape, but I think we can do it. This is again from Colorist Special Effects by Helen Elliston. This is the same book that we did yesterday's from, but as you can see, very different sort of tutorial. So this one builds up colour from light to dark. Now I find that's easier with a Prismacolor than a Polychromos. I usually go in the other direction with Polychromos, just because if you press too hard they burnish and you can't get another layer on top. It's probably the same with anything, but we're going to do it in the order of the tutorial. So we have to start, I'm just looking at all the colours, so it says light pink to start with. I'm going to use the light magenta, then it says a bright red, so I'm going to use this, the pale geranium lake, then dark red. So I don't know how dark to go. I don't think I'm going to go that dark. This is a deep scarlet red, then black. Oh, I haven't put my pencils away from yesterday's video. Right, black, then a white pen. Okay, I think we've got everything. I'm just going to put yesterday's pencils away, so I'm going to get myself in a muddle. There we go. Right, so let's start with the pink. It tells us to shade it all over in light pink, the whole thing. So that's where we're going to start with our light magenta and just do the whole thing. Now you can see this gemstone is a completely different shape to the one in the picture, but I think I can do it anyway. Right, so there is our light pink. So I've held my pencil low down and I've put it on its side, and I'm just going really gently so that I've only got quite a faint pink colour. If I feel that's not dark enough later and for some reason I need to go over it, then that's fine, I can, but I don't want to burnish it in too dark at the beginning. Now we need our light red, sorry, bright red, but I'm using pale geranium lake, which isn't a bright red, it's a bit lighter. And you need to colour bits and pieces and then slowly transition it into the pinky colour. So I'm going to start here, at the top of this one, layer it up and then slowly fade it in like that. Yeah, and it's not easy. You can do it. Now I'm looking and it looks quite random to me on her picture. Now I'm just looking at the different directions she's done. Okay, so this one I'm going to do slightly diagonally like that, like I did on my first one. Like that. Then this one, I think it's always a tricky decision. I think I'll go this way, but I'm going to fade it all the way to the top. So that's going to be quite a dark area at the bottom and lighter up there. Then this side, I might make the whole of this edge dark and go across to the end like that. Then we have this side with just, again, there are some specific instructions for the very top, but our shape is different, so you can ignore those. And the edge. Whoops, I don't want that. Where I've gone over that line, I'm going to erase that. Oh, I've got my eraser handy. There we go. Now, it's supposed to shade over it in white. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go straight to adding my dark, which is my deep scarlet red. And what you want to do is just go over your darker areas and blend down into the red area. This is very similar to the first one that I did. It's probably the technique that I use without knowing, sort of thing. Like that. Now, a little bit of black, but she doesn't use it everywhere. Whoops, pencils are running away. So here is our black. I'm going to choose to use a bit up here. I think it looks quite nice there. I'm going to do a little bit on here. Not too harsh, but not there. Just a bit along this line. Then I think that corner would be good with a bit there. A bit down here. There. Okay. Now it says to erase some of the pink from the whiter areas to make it really white. Like that, to make it stand out a little bit more. And then it says to put some white on, but I'm actually going to layer up a little bit more of my lightest red first, because I don't think it's dark enough for me. So I've got my pale geranium lake. I'm just going to go over the top of everything. And yes, I want a lighter area here, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit smaller. And I think this will just help to blend that black in a bit better. Like this. Stomach is gurgling. I think I need a coffee. I ate too much food yesterday. I was so hungry yesterday. I just ate and ate and ate. I'm not hungry today though. I do try and listen to my body, and if I'm starving I eat a bit. Now we've got our white pen. Now it says to do some highlights on the white pen, but what I think I want to do first is to get rid of some of these, dull down these white lines. Now the best way I find of doing this, if you don't want them to be completely erased, is to use a white pencil. And I did speak about this in an earlier video, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to try it with the Polychromos white. And basically just go over the top of that black line. Don't need to worry about it right at the top there, it's all quite black anyway up there. But can you see how it's just fading it down without being such a, we don't need to worry about that one, but it's not such a harsh eraser in the same way that the white pen can be. So it just takes it down a tad. So we can leave that one because we've got dark there. This one I'll take away, I think, a little bit. And it just dulls it slightly. You might not think it's worth the effort, but yeah. And here is the time to put in some white. Now she puts it in quite a few different, just sort of almost random places that sort of shine. I'm gonna, she covers up some of the white lines as well. I don't want to put too much on it, to be honest, but let's do our flowers, and then I'll put some white on my flower and I might change my mind. So we need some more reds for our flowers. I think I might move towards slightly pinky reds. These are quite pink anyway, so I'm thinking if I use my madder, which is a very pinky red, it might just work quite nicely. So I'm going to start with this little bud and go dark at the base and then a bit lighter towards the top. Same on this one. There we go. Now on this open flower, I'm just going to fade towards the edge of the petal. I'm trying to think about what to do for the middle, because it looks like we've got a teeny set of petals and then a centre. It's tempting to do it all in this colour. I'm going to sharpen it and see if I can. See if I can get right in there. Get a really dark bit there, and then slightly lighter petals, and then make that bit significantly darker. Try and get them standing out a bit. Fiddly work, but fun, relaxing. There we go. We'll get some white on there in a bit. But we need to do our leaves. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm going to grab a juniper green and colour the sort of bottoms or bases to start with. So fade up. And the same on this one. I do have another colour to put on the tip, but I filled up quite a lot of the space, but it's okay. I'm looking at my gemstone thinking, I don't know if I want to white out the edges or not. I'm being a bit unsure, because we did it with the pencil. I think we'll leave it with the pencil, it just shows you a different technique. It's a technique that I discovered when I was using white pencil over something, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea, especially for someone who hasn't got a white pen, or also if you don't have a very steady hand, or you want to see a little bit of the guideline but you want it faded. Because I know some people who do giveaway, not giveaways, downloads, sorry, printable downloads. They do a grey version, so the guidelines are much lighter, so you can put white pen over them, or they can, sorry, disappear a bit. Very good at pushing the book across, aren't they? This is the earth green, and we're going to do the tips of our leaves with this. I will try and find a different technique for tomorrow's. What's it look like? Oh, we've got quite a big space to play with tomorrow, which is nice. I've got an idea actually for that one already, so that's good. There is, yeah, I might try and fiddle it a bit. Sounds good, doesn't it? I'm just colouring this until it looks smooth, or as smooth as I want it, basically. I'm going to use the black to put in a little bit of shadow, particularly along this edge here. Use it really gently because, oh, that one's overlapping. I think that's it, because you know, it's black, it's quite harsh. You can build up the colour. Excuse me. Put some white dots around the middle there. I'd quite like viewing a few here as well. Put a few more on here. Just looking at how they are in the picture. We've got one really big shine like that. That's quite effective, isn't it? Let's make that one look like that too. A bigger bit. Pen doesn't want to work. Scribble it. Just have to wait for that to dry. There we go. I'm not patient enough to wait for it to dry. There we go. That's better. So there is our finished gemstone for today. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like, subscribe and comment. Hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.